Today I woke up with a good mood for some videos. So I got my tablet, I got the pen here, and I made my coffee. And while having my first coffee of the day, I was thinking about the sensor sizes of the action cameras. And I decided to make some calculations and some math about this topic. And in this video, I'm going to expose lots of things that might change your mind when you're looking to an action camera in 2026. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video will contain lots of math, lots of numbers, so bear with me and try to follow. If you would like to get more information or more help while watching this video, do not hesitate to write me that in the comment section box and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions and to help you out. In this video, I'll be reading lots of things from my tablet just because it's about numbers and equations and this stuff, but I will try also to put all of these numbers on the screen. So if you'd like, you can whether listen to this video with your earphones when driving and so on, or you can watch it for more visual information. So let us start. Well, actually, you know that I have lots of action cameras and I use them a lot. And the core of this channel was built on these action cameras because the growth that this channel got was because of these action cameras. And that's why I make lots of content about them, even though this is not my main core of interest, let's say that, because I like doing portrait photography, landscape photography, filmmaking, and this stuff. But on this channel, we put lots of effort, lots of concentration on action camera world. So let us start talking numbers now. The Osmo Action 5 Pro has a sensor of 1 over 1.3 inches, which is in 4 by 3rd ratio, and we all know that. That means that we have 9.6 millimeters width versus 7.2 millimeters height. So that will allow us to have a diagonal of 12 millimeters. So this is the 1 over 1.3 inches on the Osmo Action 5 Pro. But we basically shoot in 16 by 9, right? Or we export in 16 by 9 for YouTube, Facebook, or even 916 for TikTok, Instagram, Shorts, and so on. So if we crop this 16 by 9 ratio, we will have a width of 9.6 millimeters. And I'm not talking at all about stabilization in this video because stabilization will crop in a little bit more. So now I'm just comparing the full sensor size. So we will have, when we crop to 16 by 9, 9.6 millimeter width versus 5.4 millimeters height. So this surface, this area is equivalent to 51.84 millimeters square. So this is the area, the effective area of the Osmo Action 5 Pro. On the other side, the Osmo 360 is a square format sensor, 1 over 1.1 inches. So this will make us have a square sensor of 10 millimeters with 10 millimeters height because it's a square, and the diagonal is about 14.1 millimeters. So if we will crop in 16 by 9, that will make us have like 10 millimeters width, 5.625 millimeters height, which is equivalent to 56.25 millimeters square as an area in 16 by 9 ratio on this camera. And according to the latest leaks and rumors, this will be the sensor of the Osmo Action 6 that will arrive very soon. So the Action 6 probably will have an effective area of 56.25 millimeters square millimeters compared to 51.84 square millimeters for the Osmo Action 5 Pro. So if we compare these numbers, 1 over 1.1 inches sensor on the Osmo 360 or the upcoming Osmo Action 6 versus the 1 over 1.3 inches, we will see that we have about 43% bigger sensor on the Osmo 360 or the Osmo Action 6, but this is in full sensor size. But in 16 by 9, if we just do the math, we are around 8% of increase in sensor or in effective area on the Osmo 360 and on the Osmo Action 6 compared to the Osmo Action 5 Pro. So we will have only about 8% bigger in this effective 16:9 ratio that we basically use. But on the other side, on the Osmo Action 6, we will have an aperture of f2 and f4. The f2 compared to f2.8, we have twice more the light, and the f4 compared to f2.8, we have twice less the light on this camera on the upcoming Osmo Action 6. So that will compensate a little bit the exposure compensation that I used to do on the Osmo Action 5 Pro and the other action cameras. This led me to think about something a little bit different. I was just focusing on the Osmo Action 6, but I thought, why not including the Insta360 cameras? So the latest Insta360 cameras, we have the Go Ultra and the X5 with a sensor of 1/1.28 inches, because we compared the 1/1.1 to 1/1.3. So now I wanted just to put this new sensor, the 1/1.28. And in 4:3 ratio, we have 10.14 millimeters width versus 7.61 millimeters height. And if we crop the 16:9 here, we will have 10.14 millimeters width always versus 5.7 millimeters height. So the surface, or the effective 16:9 surface area is 57.798 square millimeters. So if that is correct, Insta360 Go Ultra and the X5 have a larger effective area in 16:9 compared to the Osmo Action 6 by about 2.7%. This is not a lot, but once again, this is based on some math, some calculations, and some real sensor sizes. And to be honest, I was surprised or somehow shocked by these numbers. So I made my calculations another time and I got the same exact results. So I decided, why not checking the pixel size on these cameras. On the Osmo 360, we have 2.4 micrometer per pixel. On the Osmo Action 5 Pro, we have also 2.4 micrometer per pixel. On the DJI Nano, we have 2.4 micrometer per pixel, and that's based on the DJI website. On the other hand, for the Ace Pro 2, we have also 2.4 micrometers per pixel, because the sensor of the Ace Pro 2 is 1/1.3 inches, exactly the same as the Osmo Action 5 Pro, as the Nano, so it's smaller than the Osmo 360. But the Go Ultra is 2.44 micrometer per pixel, so it's a little bit bigger, as well as the X5, which is at about 1.7% bigger pixel size on the Go Ultra and the X5 compared to the other cameras. It's not of a big deal, but it is worth mentioning in my opinion. So, is this significant? I don't think so, the 1.7% bigger or larger pixel size. But yeah, the idea about this video is not to be tricked by just the sensor size. We have some more elements to check, to verify, to calculate in order to get the exact real numbers and the exact science behind that, because it's very marketing related when we say that the sensor is bigger, the sensor is that form factor, the sensor is this sensor is that. But the truth is in the numbers and not just in the marketing advertisement that all the brands are making for their cameras. So that made me think about something, that we were all tricked by the sensor size, including me. So I'm not aside of that. But is it worth reflecting on the sensor size only in 2026? Or rather than that, it is better to reflect on the user experience, the image quality, the overall image quality, and less issues we have with the cameras. I think this is, for me, one of the best or the key elements to pick a new camera in 2026. And as I always say, it's not about the camera, it's about the creator behind. Of course, I'm going to show you the latest and greatest action cameras and some other gears as well. But this is not the core of the creation process. The main thing in the creation process is you, is your thoughts, your ideas, your stories, the way that you are telling your stories. Of course, the cameras are tools that will help you achieve this storytelling. But once again, with one screwdriver, you can do lots of things. You don't need to get a bunch of screwdrivers that will have the same exact thing, or more or less the same exact thing, if that makes sense. So that was it for today. It was just a reflection that I had when I had my first coffee in this morning. And I wanted to share it with you because I think it's interesting. So now I'm so excited to get the Osmo Action 6. It will arrive within days from now. And of course, I'll be testing it out. And at a certain time, maybe the Ace Pro 3 will come as well. So I'm going to show you these cameras, of course, but maybe I won't reflect on the sensor size another time on this channel, but keep it in mind. And if you like this video, you can save it to watch it later on. You can like it. So you will tell the algorithm of YouTube that this video is interesting and it is helpful for lots of people. So it will push it to more people, and more people will check it, and more people will be notified about this marketing trick that we've been seeing recently. Thank you for watching, and ciao for now.